All right. Well, you're moving down the line. You got a letter of intent signed, and now it is time to start due diligence. So, ideally, a seller has already set up a data room. And if they have not, you're going to want to access things such as financial metrics. You're going to want to learn how sales and marketing works. You're going to want to learn how relationships with existing customers work. How does customer support work? Really, everything about the business. Think of yourself as if you are now the CEO of the company. What questions would you ask? And we have some great articles on our resource section within MicroAcquire to check out to help you through the due diligence process. But essentially, think about due diligence as proving the validity of everything that the seller has told you. So if you find any red flags, like my revenue was at say 1.2 million, but when you really dive into the P&L, it appears lower. That's a big red flag and something to address with the seller. Now, these mistakes happen, so I always recommend bringing these up with the seller and asking them to clarify, but it's your job to really due diligence the startup to a point where you have confidence that everything that you and the seller have discussed is true and factual for you to move forward with an asset purchase agreement. Now, an asset purchase agreement is the document that is going to be legally binding and is going to outline the purchase price, the terms of the deal, and also the period in which closing is going to happen. So this is a document I highly recommend using an attorney to review, because this is one that if anything goes wrong post-acquisition, you'll be able to enforce legally with a seller if that does unfortunately happen. But you can prevent all that if you properly due diligence the startup and really do your homework and make sure that what you're acquiring is what has been advertised by the seller. But definitely go in there and look at it as if this is, potentially your startup and you want to learn everything about it. Ask for videos, ask to get on multiple calls, ask to, review every sort of item that the seller has that you feel is pertinent for you to really understand how the business operates, how healthy the business is. It growing? Is it flat? Is it declining? Whatever was discussed prior to signing an LOI, you want to verify all of that information to ensure that you are acquiring a startup that was advertised to you by the seller. And again, if you need any help, we're available to help you, as well as a number of different advisors that we're willing to reference to you. So as you go through due diligence, please feel free to reach out to the MicroAcquire team. We'd be happy to help. Cheers.